In this video, I'll be showing you how to clear the level 8 accessory raid manually and by auto.
7k dreamer please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at the new level 8 event accessory raid. So this is my team. I'm going straight in. We are going to use Vanessa. Vanessa is finally useful. So this is actually my manual run. I will be splitting the video into two parts, so do stay tuned for the auto part later on for you to farm your amethyst crystals. How I'm starting out over here is with my Lina's buff and my Chloe's debuff. Those two are the most important things you need to cast first, followed by Velika's top skill. And if you watch my Velika review, you will know that this is pretty standard, what I also do for my accessory raid level 7. So about Lina and Chloe over here, I am actually not using the level 41, so just remove them and use a level 51 instead. The reason why I'm using level 50 Lina and Chloe is because Demon Pascal here hits super hard, and he can two-shot your level 40 Chloe if you are not properly geared. So that is something you need to take note. I'm using level 50 Lina and Chloe over here, and I'll talk about their equipment later on.
피할 수 있을까?
So you see that I have to actually cast Velika's bottom skill in order to trigger her awakened skill to be up. And the reason why this is the case is because Velika didn't get the first speed attack. Pascal did. And for level 8 accessory raid, no matter what you do, Demon of Destruction will always use his speed attack first. So that's something you need to take note. So don't feel like you are doing something wrong because there's nothing wrong. Demon Pascal will always use his speed attack first. However, there is a way where you can clinch the first skill attack, so I'll talk about that later. So at this point, after Velika has used her awakened skill, use Vanessa's awakened skill to reset it so that you have the damage output again. And from here on, if you are using manual so far, you spam Velika's skill so that she will quickly get her awakened skill up again. Once that happens, use her awakened skill and you should be done with the entire raid in a matter of about 3 minutes and 30 seconds at most. But that's totally fine because as long as you can clear it, that's all that matters. So like I said, he hits really hard on your frontline heroes, especially if they are not well geared. So if you start seeing your units die one by one, don't be too afraid, because later on when we talk about the equipment for your heroes, you will have a better idea of how to gear them such that you can actually run this entire level 8 raid on auto. The thing about the level 8 manual is that I only tried this on my first 2 or 3 attempts, okay, to try to clear it, and I kind of got the idea that as long as you spam Velika's skills, I think you should be totally fine. Of course, just keep a lookout on your buffs and debuffs. I don't think you will exceed. I don't think Chloe's debuff will run out that fast, but just keep a lookout on your crit buff from Lina, because Demon of Destruction over here, he actually can reduce buff duration. So he can reduce your crit rate buff very quickly. So if you need to, please cast it again, and that's for manual. Beyond the two buff and debuff skills, I only use Vanessa's awakened skill, and beyond that is really just spamming Velika's skills. Now we're going to look at the auto part. So after you have cleared the raid for the first time, you can finally auto, and this is going to be my auto skill queue. So do take note that the same two skills are going to be used first. Lina's buff to get your crit rate up, and then Chloe's debuff so that you can inflict more damage later on once Velika starts spamming her skills. So you see the reason why I've queued Velika's awakened skill as number 3 and Vanessa's awakened skill as number 4. Because once Velika's awakened skill is up, you want her to use that as priority over her other skills. So you have to put it at number 3. The reason why Vanessa's skill comes after that is because of course you want Vanessa to use her awakened skill only after Velika uses her awakened skill. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose of having Vanessa there in the first place. However, because in this case of the level 8 raid, as I mentioned earlier, Velika won't be able to charge up her awakened bar that fast, so you have to use both of Velika's skills in order to get her awakened skill up. And I think at around turn 5, you should be able to cast her awakened skill already. And in this case, you realize that my Chloe has died, which is really intended because I don't want Chloe to be reusing her skill again. Of course, if you feel that your turns are going by too fast and you're not doing enough damage, you really need to preserve Chloe. Please preserve Chloe because she's important. But for this strategy that I have, I need Chloe to die because I need to save time. And I know that Velika can definitely two-shot this thing over here, so I just need to get her awaken skill ready within Chloe's debuff period. Get what I mean? So same idea occurs whereby after Velika has used her awaken skill, Vanessa's awaken skill should be ready at a later part. But I have to caution you about this because there will be times when Demon of Destruction attacks Vanessa only. And when that happens, Vanessa will charge up her awaken gauge very quickly and she will use her awaken skill much earlier than intended, and that's not what you want at all. And if that happens, then your whole run is pretty much screwed. And there will be other cases whereby Vanessa's awaken skill doesn't come up as fast as intended, and in that case, then your Velika will be using her skills before Vanessa reactivates her awaken skill, and in that situation, more time is wasted as well. Definitely okay to clear, but more time will be wasted. So in this case, my skill queue seems pretty smooth, and to prove that to you, I'm going to show you two other timings, two other runs that will use the same skill rotation so that you can be assured that this is probably going to be the best skill rotation right now at least. And in this third case, my whole team pretty much died already towards the end. But you see that I'm still on turn 11, so the buff and debuffs definitely don't really go beyond there if everything goes well, and you need to be aware of the block. If Demon of Destruction blocks against you, then we are going to have some issues as well, and your run is pretty much also screwed. So we're going to look at equipment. My Velika is equipped with double lethal, double counter, increased awakening gauge PvE, critical and lethal damage, PvE magic attack increase. And for her accessory, this is pretty special. I chose to remove the Isabella's illusion. I have given her Willful Ring and Lethal Raid. I think this is actually doable. Okay, this is actually doable for even newer players because you may not have access to so many Isabella's illusions, but Lethal Raid definitely accessible. And for her traits, Paralyze Resist and Stun Resist, these two are super important because level 8 Demon of Destruction is able to paralyze and stun your entire team. So with the formation buff applied, she will get 100% resistant against. So with the formation buff applied, she will be 100% resistant against Paralyze and Stun. And for her Fighter Soul, I think it's the same thing. Single target skill cooldown and increased damage on Universal. So with that in mind, you need to have Willful Ring on all your front line. You saw how much damage that Demon of Pascal can do. You saw that even when I was equipped with Willful Ring on my entire front line, my unit still died. So it is very important for you to give your front line Willful Ring, except Chloe. Because as mentioned and you saw earlier, Chloe needs to die. And I've given her 1 speed attack, double HP, PvE defense. You may even scrap the defense if you don't have that jewel, so don't worry about it. You can give her something like a green jewel or blue jewel, that's totally fine. Stun resist and paralyze resist, again, these two are must. So you might think that it is more efficient and better to give her a resistant accessory and a jewel instead. However, PvE status effect resist jewels are very hard to come by, and for newer players I think it's almost impossible unless you have a very good guild and you continuously participate in guild raid and you have a couple, and you can get a couple from there. But otherwise, I think giving them traits, giving them resistances as traits is the better way to go, even though it costs your soul essence. But you know, these resources are actually easier to get than revolutionary jewels, in my opinion. So for Lina, double speed, double HP, jewels don't really matter over here except the status resist jewel, of course. And again, Willful Ring on her. Evasion is just for additional sustenance. So something you may have been thinking, why am I giving speed weapons to my front line? And yes, Sylvia and Vanessa also have speed weapons. The reason is because you want to land the first skill, and that is why I said it is slightly different from the manual one, because for manual you can control your skill, so it's not too bad, but for auto you really want to try to land the first skill, and that's why the front line like Sylvia over here has all speed weapons equipped. For Sylvia, I think the traits The resistance traits don't matter as much because she's just there for her passive, and jewels definitely all not needed. You can give her blue or green jewels for additional bulk, for additional HP. I think that would be much better. And of course, Willful Ring over there. You must give her HP armor as well. I've tried block on her and she dies really quickly. So if you want her to live a little bit longer, she will still die, but a little bit longer, give her HP instead. And finally, our long forgotten Vanessa is finally here, standing right in front of you, doing useful things. Okay, so for Vanessa's speed attack, double HP, she's very minimally equipped, I would say, because I just threw her in at the last minute. So her traits, again, I given her traits instead because I realized it is much more efficient for me since I have the soul essence and the gold. Because even if you choose to give her a resistance ring, I think that will be a very big sacrifice because you will need a Willful Ring and you need a resistance against two different types of CCs. So traits are more efficient in this case, in my opinion, and Vanessa is super important in this case because she is the turning point of your entire battle. So if you do not sustain her well enough, then your entire run will fail. Okay? Next, I'm going to show you guys my masteries because that is really important. My masteries, of course, increase in a magic attack and lethal damage. The rest are all flanked to the left so that you can have more stable damage output. And finally, for guild buffs, allies cooldown, crit rate, increase awakening gauge, magic attack increase, and lethal rate increase. I think these 5 are the most important right now. There's nothing that could be better in this context for Velika especially. Okay? So with that, I've come to the end of the level 8 accessory raid video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you. If it did, do give it a like and do subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more guides to come. Thank you so much and see you.